to Live with the Creativity Cave. I know I've been going for a while. I gotta get my Stampin' Lips on. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm happy to see you. It's been a hot second since I've been live, right? Sorry about that. As you know, I was on my trip to Norway, and beyond that, I came back and it was Memorial Day, and then last week I pretty much just had a really hard week. Like a really hard week. Like really hard. So I wasn't live, and honestly I really contemplated not being live again today, but I knew I needed to be live. I'm okay. Just having a struggle. Whenever you come back from vacation, it's always hard to get back into the groove, or at least I've always felt that way. But I think that just the last like 7 months, 8 months have really just kind of caught up with me. And so I just really had a hard time. Every single dang thing I did last week was just a struggle, and ugh. Bleh. So anyway, but I'm getting there. I'm feeling a lot better today. Also, are you guys ready for this? This might be like shocking for some of you. I have not had a Diet Coke since Wednesday. This is the longest I've gone without a Diet Coke in years. Like years. Like a very long time. Well, maybe not true. I don't know. Maybe when I was pregnant, I don't think I drank much, but it just was time. I really, 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 really have wanted to do this for a long time. Y'all know I love Diet Coke. Like, it was just the best thing ever. And so last week, the first few days weren't great, but after that, I really was okay. I really, Courtney, no, I'm not pregnant. That ship has sailed. That's all I need. No, not possible. Like, divine intervention is the only way that's happening. But no, I've been wanting to do it for a really long time. And I actually tried about 7 or 8 years ago, and it didn't work. And so, well, I was doing pretty good, and then some things blew up in my personal life. My mom showed back up. Some of you know that story. So yeah, I went right back on. I also paired that with wine. But anyway, I've been drinking a ton of water, which I think is really good. And so I'm just working on that. So yeah, it's just been a rough re-entry from vacation. I really I had a wonderful time with my daughter, absolutely wonderful. It was so great to have her on the trip, but at the same time, I also was super sad Andy wasn't with me, and it was such a busy couple weeks leading up to that with track and all the things that were going on. And so that was tricky. And then coming back, I didn't feel good. I had a migraine for like 2 or 3 days, I think about 3 days last week. And that was kind of Sunday into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And Wednesday is when I decided to give up the Diet Coke. Like, I wasn't actually gonna, I wasn't gonna like go basically cold turkey, but I did. So, and then the funny thing is the migraine went away and I got a little bit of a headache, but it felt different, if you know what I mean. And then that didn't last all that long either, which I was expecting it to be awful because, like, you guys, seriously, I have drank at least 2, probably more like 3, sometimes even 4 Diet Cokes every day for as long as I can tell, for as long as I can remember. So for me to cut this out was like a pretty big deal. So anyway, that part's going well, and I don't think, like, I thought the caffeine part would be the hardest, but so far not so bad. So that's good. And yeah, let's see. We had a really nice time on our trip. It was cool. Which was nice because it had been really hot here leading up to leaving, and we just saw incredible scenery. I would love to go back to Norway. It was so beautiful. And well, with the exception of Kelly's garage burning down and her mother-in-law dying, it was a pretty great trip. It was just so awful from that standpoint. Like, I just felt, my heart just felt for her, because going on a trip, and I mean, we are pretty remote. Like, Norway is not it's not like a huge metropolis. It's a pretty small country. I mean, it's like it's 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 not like we are visiting the hot spot cities. We were in small towns. So yeah, it was not like she could have figured out a way to go home. I don't think she would have made it, and it would have cost her a mint, like 5 grand or more, I bet, to get home. I mean, it was not easy. So anyway, it was long. Her girls took care of her. It was great. She did all right. I honestly, I would probably have been okay staying in my room and sleeping almost the whole trip, but I couldn't do that. I had to have fun with my friends. So it was really, really fun to be with my besties. Ella was there, and Barb's daughter, Jaden, was there, and my daughter and her daughter got along really well. They had a really good time together, so that was really nice. Everything was fine here while we were gone. Thank goodness. That was really good. Then, you guys, so I'm trying to think if there's anything special I needed to tell you about the trip. I think we've kind of talked about a lot of it. We did have a really lovely time. But, oh, you know what? I do need to share pictures. Do I have it? I don't know if it's down here. I think it's still upstairs. Dang it. So on the trip, we got, we spin the wheel, every day we could spin the wheel, and they had prizes. And one of the days I got a cheese slicer, like, the kind you like drag across the cheese and it slices off a hunk. Well, I thought that was an interesting gift, right? So, well, okay, I should say I didn't want it, but I didn't want to seem ungrateful either. So I asked the lady if I could switch, and she was like, no. And I was like, okay, really? Like, usually they're pretty cool about that. But the cheese grater wasn't, let's just say, what I wanted. But I did end up getting what I wanted. Because I know people. But anyway, but we were making lemons out of lemonade, or maybe Gouda out of American cheese. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, what's the least cheesy cheese, and that would be American cheese, I think. Or like Velveeta, maybe. But anyway, so the first night, this was the first day of prizes too. And so I was like, really? Again, not trying to be ungrateful in any way, shape, or form, but I was not super excited about my cheese grater or my cheese slicer. But my daughter, bless her heart, she had a really good idea. I just got to find the picture. I'm looking on my phone really quick here. Okay, so we kind of did the adventures of Gouda, because that's actually what we named him. Oh, the reason they gave us a cheese grater, because you're right, that is a strange gift, because I was kind of like, what the heck? They said they were invented in Norway, or it was invented in Norway. That's why they gave us a cheese grater. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. I will post these pictures on my Facebook page when I get a chance, because they're kind of funny. But so the first night we tucked Gouda into bed. Okay. Then, I mean, we didn't want to keep him from any of our adventures, right? So let's see, what else did Gouda do? Oh, Gouda helped us hide our little duck, rubber duck, because that like hiding rubber ducks and finding rubber ducks on cruise ships is a whole thing. So Barb brought, because let's be honest, Kelly and I were incapable of this. Barb brought rubber duckies with so that we could hide them. And so we did that. Then Gouda decided he wanted to have a good time with us, so he had a drink. Yeah. All right, so he had a drink, and then it turns out he drank too much. But don't worry, Ella took good care of him. And then let's see, I'm not really sure what happened that day with that picture. Then let's see. Okay, then we were really disappointed because one day we did not get to go into port in one of our ports because a bunch of reasons. We didn't get to stop at one of our stops because of kind of some logistical issues. So Gouda drowned his sorrows in a milkshake. Oops. Sorry. Oh, cancel. A milkshake. There he is. He liked it. So that was fun. And then he came back to our room and there was a towel frog on the bed. He liked that. And then he watched TikTok videos with me and Ella. And then, and then he enjoyed some of the scenery when we went up that crazy hill. Like I shared a video of that. I think some of you saw. I don't want to tell you who swore in the video, Barb, but they did. It was this not well, maybe gondola is the right word. It was a lift thing that went up this mountain, which was pretty cool. And it was a little scared by that, by the way. Then when we went on our hike, this was us getting ready for our hike. Oh, that's what I need to tell you about my hike. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that he came along on our hike and hiked up this mountain. You can see having a good time on the hike. And then, let's see, I've got like one more. It was, I mean, we were just being silly, but we had a lot of fun. Oh wait, I'm home in that picture. Well now, oh, here it is. I think my daughter took a picture. And then, our monkey was like one of our last things in our room. So yeah, Gouda had a good time. He's upstairs, I think, in my room because I had to dump all my stuff out and repack because my niece graduated and I was at a graduation in Minneapolis a week ago. And so that was like another whole thing. But anyway, we had fun. Now, I just really quick have to tell you, we went on this hike. So first off, I booked a hike for Ella and I because I thought it would be fun. She loves to hike and I figured I'd be okay. Well, in reading my tickets for said hike, it turns out if you didn't have hiking boots, they would turn you away and not refund your money. And then it said it was very strenuous. And I was sitting talking to my friends at breakfast. This was the day before the hike. And Shelly, CEO, or like co-founder Shelly, her daughter's CEO now, but co-founder Shelly and her husband Sterling are sitting next to us. And so of course they're talking to us, and she's like, Dina, you cannot go on this hike. Like, I'm worried for you. And my friend Lori was wearing a cross necklace, and she offered it to me if I wanted to use it. I did not end up needing it. But Shelly was like, you cannot go on this hike. And it was like an 8-hour trip. So we didn't go. I was getting a little nervous. Like, I don't know if I can manage this. Well, we rebooked a different hike that was easier. And it was 4 hours. So I thought, okay, I can do 4 hours. It was more like 5, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, it was just a brief 30-minute hike up this thing. Now, like an hour and a half, at least for the one we did, was driving there and back. And some of that time is just like organizing and getting there. But I mean, yes, it was much shorter, the one we did. Well, it was this beautiful, beautiful waterfall. And so we got up there, and I don't know, there was a name for it. I can't remember. So we get there and we start hiking, and it's like straight up. It's more like cliff face climbing than it was hiking, in my humble opinion. There were some natural stairs, where the rock is sort of naturally a staircase. And then there were like, so like this is truly the difference between hiking in Norway, where they're just, we'll say, a little more aggressive than hiking in the US. So we get there, and I mean, no like warnings, like, don't do this if you're not prepared, dummies. None of that. It was just like, here you go. And so there was like a railing, and by railing I mean there was like chain drilled into some of the rocks. And then so you could like pull yourself up with them, because I literally did that. And then there were like some natural steps, but there wasn't like a path. Like when you hike in the US, there's like usually a path, right? And oftentimes, depending on how wildernessy you are, there's like things keeping you on the path, like don't get off the path. But it was not really clear what the path was, except where the chains were, because then you could hold on to those for dear life or pull yourself up, whichever the case may be. So then we're climbing, and I'm like stopping every so often, thinking like, oh, I took a picture of like a little flower, because that was like a really good way to take a break without looking like I desperately needed a break. Meanwhile, my daughter is literally like running circles around me. And I will say I was not the last one to get up, nor was I the last one to come down, but I was definitely in the bottom half. So it was interesting, but we had a really nice time. It was beautiful and all that. But then when you got to the top, like in the US, there 100% would have been like a fence or something to keep you from falling and killing yourself. Not in Norway. You're on your own risk. So it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny to like see the whole, just see the differences. And I'm not like, I knew I probably wouldn't be the fastest, but I didn't think I was like gonna be the worst. But I was not as high up as I was hoping to be. Also, whoever just gave me a tip, thanks. You're the best. I appreciate it. So anyway, that's the story of the hike in Norway. We did have just a wonderful time. We got some beautiful photos. Ella had a great time. She went a little higher. I chose not to. We were told not to go over the bridge, so I don't know where that was, but we did not go over it. Anyway, oh, I forgot to tell you, by the way, the thing that I wanted really bad that I didn't get when I got the cheese grater, the other thing, was this cute little like Norwegian horse painted figurine. I did get it though because I know people. So anyway, she was really sweet. I have one in my bedroom actually. So my family's Scandinavian, as I'm sure many Americans probably have at least a little Scandinavian descent, especially if you're in the Midwest, right? Like that's a huge thing in the Midwest where I live. And so I'm like Swedish, Norwegian, just a little sliver of Cuban for fun, and German, and a little English too. So anyway, I have another one of those horse figurines. It's a little bit bigger that I got. Gosh, where did I get it? I don't even remember for sure. But it reminds me of my grandparents. And also my grandparents had these Norwegian sweaters, which I keep forgetting to like pull that out and show people. We got a Norwegian sweater from Stampin' Up as one of our pillow gifts, which was really sweet. And I was super excited about it because my grandparents had them. And when my grandparents died, my aunts got the sweaters, but I did not. And I really wanted one. So I have my own now. So I'm very excited about that. Anyway, so that was my trip. But we did have a lovely time. But like I said, I don't know if it was the time zone or a culmination of just all the things that have happened in the last like 8 months, but I really struggled getting back into the groove. So that's why I was not here live last week. And I struggled through the week, but we got through. I know I was behind. I have one last thing to finish, and then I'm totally caught up, which is good because that was hard. And then we're back at it. But I really struggled. In fact, I reached out to a friend of mine who works at the home office, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm struggling so hard. What do you suggest? And he said, just do one thing each day, and then move on to the next thing and the next thing. And because my list was so long when I got home, and I kept working to get things off. There was one day where I just literally did almost nothing, and that was like the day after I stopped drinking Diet Coke. That second day was hard. Anyway, my husband, and he he had like a big break in his day, so we watched TV. I don't know if I told you guys this, and I will stop talking here and we'll stamp in a minute, but my husband and I yesterday, we finished Sons of Anarchy. We'd started it several years ago, and then we'd kind of gotten away from it, and we kind of got back to it. And oh my gosh, I don't know if you guys watch that show, but it's so ridiculous, like ridiculous. But we had gotten far enough that we kind of had to see it through, if you know what I mean. So, so we finished that last night, and I was just like, oh my gosh. But one day last week in the middle of the day, we watched an episode. I will say it was not awful to watch Jax at all. But other than that, so anyway, okay, Debbie, can I have like a true confessions moment? I have not finished season 6 of Outlander, which came out like a year ago. I have been so busy since then. I started watching it and I never finished it. I don't know why. I guess I kind of forgot about it. Better catch up. I know. I think I should probably start from the beginning. Because in the first season, it's so good. So yeah, I do need to catch up with that. But I saw, because I'm not an internet stalker per se, but I do follow a couple of Instagram accounts devoted to Outlander. And I guess a couple of them, and I don't follow them very closely, so I don't like know all the details, but a couple of them were at the premiere, which apparently was like this past weekend or something. And so yeah. Oh, Tina watched The Witcher. I haven't gotten into that. I tried watching that one too once, and that was a struggle for me. I think it's because there was a weird like guy in it. Do you like my description? I don't know what it was, like a monster-y thing. I don't know. I know, Jean. It's the 16th. I have 4 days. Okay, maybe I can't binge that much in 4 days. But I do have some stamping I need to do this week. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But
I'm
anyway.
sorry.
Oh, zip it. Zip it, Siri. Don't be sorry. Anyway, so that's what's happened since I last saw you. Oh, there's one other thing. Finally, my husband started his treatment. Thank goodness. Right before I left, we kind of had a little bit of a freak out because he had gotten an insurance approval notice, and then a couple days later, he got an insurance denial notice. So to say that we were a little frazzled was understatement. I don't think I told you guys this. I think I shared it somewhere, but it might have been with my team or something. Anyway, so he started his treatment a week ago, and then they divide his first dose in half. So it's an infusion, and one of the things that really surprised me was that it's like at a cancer treatment place, which I don't know why that surprised me. I mean, it makes complete sense now, but when we showed up there and it was at a cancer treatment center, I was kind of taken aback. Just, I don't know, I guess I assumed it would be like a lab or something, like where you get blood drawn, not where, I don't know. So that was just kind of like touched my heart a little bit because one of the people in the room with him, you could see was pretty sick. But he did really fine with it. He didn't have any reactions, so I was so grateful for that. And then he has his second half of the first dose this week. So we're hoping that's good. And then he doesn't have to have anything for 6 months. So, whew. Anyway, so that was everything. Now I think you're all caught up. Okay. All right. Now I have look, you can see right here. This right here in the back room, this is a box full of all the birthday cards that I've gotten since I was last live. I will do a special video on that yet this week. So you can see all the cards I got because they're really cool. I'm so blessed that so many people sent me such wonderful cards. So thank you very, very much. Anyway, it was a great thing that his insurance finally got approved, though. Yeah, that just because the treatment is like a lot. So anyway, all right. Now I do have all kinds of stuff. Well, we're gonna stamp and have fun. So I've got all kinds of stuff to share with you. So I'm gonna flip my camera. Dodie says 5,000 every 6 weeks. Thank heavens for insurance. His is like 75,000. It's crazy. But we're not going to talk about that because we're only going to talk about happy things. Okay, so I'm going to flip my camera. Hold on. Okay, so on to happy things. First of all, we have a designer series paper sale going on this month. Select papers are 15% off through the end of June. So you can see there most of the designer series papers in the annual catalog. The exception would be like the color family ones, and then like the specialty ones. But basically all of the DSP, like the general DSP, is that even a thing? I don't know, but I think you guys know what I mean. So these are all on sale. We're gonna make some projects with DSP here today, so it'll be great. I've fallen in love with DSP even more because of this little sale, so I'm excited about it. It's actually been kind of nice because, do you ever feel that I don't want to cut this piece of DSP? Well, the sale is really making that easier for me. Anyway, next up, the Fresh as a Daisy All-Star Tutorial video class bundle is my gift with purchase this month. So between The 1st and the 30th of June. If you spend $50 in my online store, like you could get DSP. I'm just saying. Um, you will get this PDF, and the projects are phenomenal. I will just say I really love them and think this is one of our best tutorials yet. So that's a really wonderful gift. You can also purchase this from me. And I don't know if I updated probably not the description of my video, but I will, after I'm done here with all the right links for all the things. But that is happening. I've got 2 classes coming out at the end of this month. The Zany Zoo class is the one I do every month with my besties, Barb and Kelly. And oh my gosh, you guys, the cards for this are so flippin' cute. They're really wonderful for kids, for adults, for whomever. The cards are just super duper duper sweet. So I hope you will join us for that. It's going to be really fun. I really love the cards. I also have a beautiful Balloons Creativity to Go kit this month. This is another really fantastic one. When I first saw this bundle, I was like, it's some balloons. It's no big deal. I love this bundle, you guys. I can't even tell you. I've had such a good time, and we're going to make a card with it today because it's graduation season, and this set is great for graduations. Also, I have 2 paper shares left. I think the link is in the description of the video for paper shares. Again, if it's not, I'll throw it in. But my paper shares, I have 2 left. They have all the goodies that I included, so you can still get that if you are interested. And then best of all, we have a starter kit promotion going on. This is literally the best deal that Stampin' Up offers. When you sign up with the starter kit, you will get $155 in goodies that you pick. Whatever you would like for $155 worth up to $155. You only pay $99 plus tax. Plus, you will be on my team, which will be amazing. You have no obligation to do anything. You can just enjoy the starter kit. If you would like to stay and enjoy a discount, you can do that. You don't have to do parties. You can just be a discount shopper, or you can build your own stamping empire, whatever you want. I will help you along the way, and everyone is welcome. Well, okay, everyone in the US is welcome on my team. And I would love to have you join us. We're pretty fun. And we have a great group of people. So if you're interested in that or have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to answer them. And it's so fun. Oh, and Anna, you're just the sweetest. She says you want to be on Dina's team for sure. Oh, you're just the best. So thank you. Yes, I think bingo's pretty awesome too. Or bingo. I saw somebody say something about bingo. That's what made me say that. And one of the perks too is you get to be a member of Stamp Happy Academy, which is our subscription website where we post 4 classes every single month. You can also be a part of the live sessions that are exclusive to Stamp Happy Academy. They are geared towards helping you stamp quicker, faster, easier, better, with more confidence. So it's a really great, resource for all of your stamping needs. Okay, so having said all of that, let's get going. Now, my first card is one that I needed because you guys are going to laugh at this, or maybe you can relate to this. You know how when your kid says, Mom, I need 24 cupcakes tomorrow morning, and it's 10 p.m. at night, right? Like, who can relate to that? Well, my son is like, Mom, I got a graduation party in 5 minutes. Can you make me a card? And I was like, what? Okay. So, of course, I said yes, because I wasn't going to go have him, like, buy a card like a heathen. Anyway, so, sorry, I'm looking for my scrap paper, which, of course, I can't find it. I know it's right here. Oh, wait, actually. Oh, it's not even under the piece of paper I thought it was under. Well, that's disappointing. Anyway, I needed a birthday or a graduation card. And so, now I have a lot of cards on like available. And I'll be honest, most of them are pretty girly. So he was going to a boys' party, a guy from his team, actually. And so I was like, okay, here's the card that I am going to, or that I made for him in a hot, quick pinch. It really did not take very long at all. So let's see how quickly we can do it. All right, so his school colors are blue and gray. And so I took my, this is Mossy, no, what am I saying? Misty Moonlight, goodness. Misty Moonlight ink. And I'm just going to go across and stamp balloons. Okay, and then where there's white, I'm just going to throw a couple more balloons in here. Like so. And then I'm going to do another layer, but first I'm going to stamp off that ink. Okay. And making sure I'm covering up all the white nooks and crannies. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Then I'm going to take the little string from the set. And this is the Beautiful Balloons bundle, by the way. Okay, so then I just took the string in every other balloon. I like flipped the thing, pretty much every other balloon. Okay, and then I'm going to do like some more balloon strings coming from places. And we're adding more balloons in like so. Okay, so that is pretty good. Now, this piece of paper that I started with, by the way, is 4.5 by 3.25. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut off a little bit on each end. Okay, so I'm going to cut off 1.25 inches on this side. Then I'm going to flip it around and cut 1.25 inches off the other side. Okay, so I've taken my one panel and turned it into 3 panels. Okay, now on his, I didn't do this, but I thought we could try this and see if it works. Because, I mean, I didn't have time to like die cut anything. But here is a balloon, and then we'll die cut this. Because there's, of course, a little die for that in our bundle. So I'll run that through my machine here. I just want to take a Post-it to hold it in place. Because I don't know about you, but there is nothing worse than having your die move on you. Okay, so I just like to stick it down with a Post-it. Okay, now let's take our Misty Moonlight card base, give her a nice crease, and then we're going to arrange our stamped panel on here. And I'm just going to adhere these. Oops, I don't want Seal Plus. That's fancy. All right, so I'm just going to arrange these and kind of center them in the center. Not center them in the off center, but in the center, you know. And I just love the look of the layered balloons, lots of balloons. Okay, and then in the stamp set, there's some really nice sentiments. And what I love about it is you would assume a balloon set would be all about birthdays, but you're wrong. It's not all about birthdays. There's some other things in there too, which is really nice. And so I'm going to take and do a piece of white cardstock. I'm going to trim this to be 4 inches. This is probably about 1 inch, I would say. This is just a scrap that I had left over from trimming something. You know how it goes. Anyway, so I want to add my sentiment. And it says, I think it's time for a celebration. Because, I mean, it is. There we go. And then we're going to pop this up right over across the whole thing. Like so. There we go. Okay, so how easy is this, right? So easy. Well, of course, you got to stamp something on the inside because they got to write in here. You know, write all of your important things. So then the other thing is you can do, you did it, so thrilled for you, yay you, whatever. So whether it's a birthday or they graduated, so thrilled for you, that's what I wanted. You can add this to your card. And even if it's their birthday, you can still be thrilled for them, right? Like, let's be honest. So I'll just tuck that in there. Okay, and then this is going to go on the inside of our card. And so this was the card I made in like 5 minutes for one of his friends. And now I have a backup because you know the next time he goes to one of these parties, it's going to be with like 5 minutes to spare, right? Ooh, actually, we got to crank this through in order for it to cut. Just saying. I grabbed it like I had already cut it. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so here's my balloon, and we can add this to our card. Popped up, obviously. I mean, like we wouldn't. Okay, so we'll just tack that down. And obviously, we're fancy here at the Creativity Cave. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my white baker's twine. This, by the way, is easier to do before you stick the balloon down. I'm just going to throw that out there. But nonetheless, we got it on. And I'm just going to snip this, and then we'll tuck it in between. It'll fit in there. And by the way, I find that bone folder is pretty good at getting stuff down, and then I'll just have that kind of sneak out the bottom. Now, if you want to get even fancier, you can add some dots to this. There's lots of different dots. These are the in color dots. Oh, the ones I was actually thinking of. These are the Tinsel Gems 3-pack. There's a 4-pack and a 3-pack. It's just how many colors are in the pack, and the colors are different. But we're going to go with this one. And I'm just going to throw a couple dots on here. Not too girly, you know, for a guy, and not too, you know, not too frilly, not too much. Just a nice little touch. Super easy. And these dots have like, you guys are going to laugh. I'm trying to focus on there. They've got like tinsel in them, literally. So yeah. Tina, no, I do not have a date for bingo, but I actually do want to have one pretty soon. So it's coming. Part of what I'm holding off on is my helpers are bringing in their summer vacation dates, and so I just need to have, I can't do bingo by myself, so I need to make sure that I've got help to get that out the door. But I do actually have one planned coming probably next month, but I'm not 100% yet, but I will keep you posted. Okay, so there is our first card. Oh, so cute. Now this one doesn't use DSP, but it was a really easy card to make in a very short period of time. Now you could make this fancier by putting like layers of cardstock behind these sections, or maybe one section, like the center section. You could, you know, use different colors to match your school. I thought about doing it in black because I've got, that is kind of just a general color for graduation if you don't know the school colors. So there's just like a lot of different options for these cards. But I think this is just a really simple, super easy card for birthdays, for graduations, whatever you need one for. So there you go. Okay. Let's see, let me check. Let me check all the comments. Oh, that's interesting. There's a weird thing on here. Okay. Anyway, oh, is there another one? Do we have, oh, no, I already answered that. Okay, there we go. So next up, I keep talking about this DSP sale. Let's rock some DSP. So this next card is super easy. It features a set called Handmade Hugs, and I love this set. It's so easy to work with, and it coordinates with this punch, which I don't know what it's called. I think Handmade is in the name. It was in a year ago's holiday mini catalog, so it was kind of carried over, and by kind of, I mean it was carried over. I forgot to pull my stamps out for this, though. But what I love about this one is it's got some really nice sentiments and really nice kind of design elements that coordinate with the punch. So I thought I would take the frame and use it. Now, a word to the wise, when you're using this punch, oftentimes you would stamp it like this, right? But that doesn't line up with the punch. So stamp it like this and you will have a much easier time. I have done the legwork on this one to prove that. So anyway, I am going to stamp it on a scrap of some Old Olive cardstock with some Old Olive ink. And then we're going to use some DSP from the, I think it's called Delightfully Eclectic, which I really love that designer series paper. It's so fun. Okay. Handmade tag punch. Is that right? Thank you. I don't know. My brain is too full. I have 24 years of Stampin' Up names, stamp sets, colors, ink, you know, all the things. Too many in my brain. Anyway, so there you go. So you can see how I oriented it like this. I might have done a swap where I stamped them all like this, and then it was challenging to punch them all out, not gonna lie. So I do always like to look at my punch to see how it's oriented before I start working with it so that I punch it to make the best use of my paper, so I don't have to cut up my paper all funny to get it to work. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a piece of Bubble Bath cardstock. Now, Bubble Bath is a lovely color, and it is actually one of my surprise favorites. I'm not a soft pink kind of gal, despite the fact that I'm wearing kind of a soft pink sweater today. But that's not typically my color wheelhouse. As you know, I am a Coastal Cabana girl all the way. But I have found this color is so lovely. It goes so nicely with Fresh Freesia, which I also liked, but again, not my absolute favorite color, but I really liked it. Anyway, these two colors have just been rocking my world lately. I'm not going to lie. So I cut a piece of this designer series paper to 4 inches by, I think it's 3.5. No, that can't be right. I think it's 4 1/4. We'll measure 4. Oh, it's just 4 by 4. Then I cut 1.25 inches off. That's what it is. And then I flipped it. Now it happened to work out where the back side of this pattern totally coordinated with the front side. That isn't always the case. And so sometimes you might have to just cut a separate piece. But anyway, so I took a 4-inch square piece of designer series paper, cut 1.5 inches off, and then we're going to add it to this card base. By the way, as you might have noticed, I cut it the hot dog way, not the hamburger way, not my typical. But sometimes you got to change things up, you know? Okay, I'm going to leave just a little bit of a gap in between the 2 layers. And then I'm going to take some of my ribbon This is in the, I think it's sheer ribbon combo pack. It's three colors of ribbon. They're Lemon Lolly, Bubble Bath, and Azure Afternoon are in this pack. And I'm just going to tie myself a little knot and cover up the border between these two panels of designer series paper with this pretty little ribbon. It ties nicely. It's easy to work with. It's got a little silver edge through it. So it's just lovely. Okay. I'm going to trim off the ends so it's fancy because that's how I roll. Okay. And there we go. So pretty. Now we're going to add our little punch on here like this, popped up, of course. I mean, is there any other way? I don't think so. And then we've got it like that. Now we need to stamp our sentiment. I'm going to use some Bubble Bath ink and one of the stamps from this set, which is You're the Best. I love that because there again, it could you could be the best of just about anything. And then I'm going to cut it out, punch it out with my, I think 1 3/4 inch circle punch, which, don't fail me now. Here we go. I think this is it. But let me double check that because now I'm like all not sure. I'm pretty sure it's 1 3/4 inch. So we're just going to punch it because I know 2 inches would be too big. Oh, whew. Okay, so the 1 3/4 inch circle we used to have, it got discontinued, and now it's back as an online exclusive. So can I just rub that D off of my punch? Kind of. Anyway, this punch is now back, so you can get it if you don't have it, and if you do have it, well, you are in luck because it works with so many different things, including the 2 inch punch. Okay. Oh, actually, I put this on, but you know what? It's going to look way better if we pop it up. So let's pop it up. You know how I feel about popping up stuff. I will say, friends, it is just lovely to be stamping with you today. I really am feeling good about it. So I'm glad it worked out. Thanks for coming. By the way, having said that, if you could give me the thumbs up, that would rock my world. The YouTube, they sure like it when you like my videos, and I'd appreciate it. Okay, now we've got this on here, and you know, this paper is so soft and pretty, so I wanted kind of a soft and pretty embellishment to go with it. So once again, I have some on my desk, but can I find them? Oh wait, here we go. Yep. Oh no, see, this is the worst, an empty embellishment packet. Oh wait, here we go. It's the wrong embellishment packet. Here's the full one. Okay, so these are the adhesive backed sequins trio, and there's pink, kind of a peacock color, and white, and it's sort of a, I don't want to say pearly, but it's like a I don't know what the right word is. It would be like brushed white, maybe, is the best way to say it. So I'm just going to put a couple dots on there. What I love about this is it's not bumpy. So the fact that I had, you know, I have 2 layers of pop-ups on here, but my my embellishment is not going to be another bump on top of that. So it's all good. So there you have it, friends. A really, really simple, easy card featuring designer series paper. You could do this in a multitude of patterns and designs. Oh, I love it. So there we go. Opaque. Yeah, that's not, I want to say like brushed, or it's iridescent but not shiny, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know what the right word is, but there you go. Okay, so there's my next card. I don't even know what I did with my first card. Oh, here it is. I'm a little out of the loop, right? Just a teeny bit. Okay, next up, you guys, I did not know I needed this in my life, but I do. And that is this paper. What is it called? It's hard to believe I'm the demonstrator here, right? I'm struggling with words today. They're really hard. Okay, it's on the list. Stargazing, of course. Now this coordinates with the Reach for the Stars, which is a really fun bundle. Oh my gosh, you guys already know the names. You're so good. The Reach for the Stars bundle is a really fun bundle. The dies that come with it are really cool. They do a lot of things. They cut out all kinds of fun stuff. It's a great, great, great card or set, bundle, whatever. Perfect for that kind of pre-teen to teenage kid, you know, where you make a card and, but anywho, so the paper is super cool. It's got like stars on one side, like the galaxy type stars on one side, and then a design, a bright color or a pattern. Like for instance, you can see here's the stars on that side, but then there's a bright color on the other side. So anyway, we're going to take this piece. This is 3 3/4 by 5, and we're going to put it on our card. I've got a 4 by 5 1/4 inch panel here, and I'm going to put it on at an angle. What? Bear with me, it's so cute. By the way, if I could have made that graduation card like this, I totally would have. Reach for the Stars would have been good for him too. But anyway, I actually hadn't designed this card yet when he came in looking for his graduation card. But I really like this one. It's so easy. And by the way, I often hear people say, well, what kind of card can I make for a kid? Well, this would work for a boy or a girl. Okay, so I'm going to fold a Berry Burst card base. All right, and I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to adhere this right on top. And there we go. Okay, so this is just one of the papers. This is another pattern of paper. You can see it's kind of got the dots, sort of like this planet here. And we're going to use this for our sentiment. And the sentiment is your stellar, you know, which is, who wouldn't want to get a card that says that, right? It's just a nice sentiment. Your stellar. I would take that card. And then I'm going to stamp it off mostly to the right. Now I stamp on Stays On when I'm using Designer Series paper because I feel like it just stamps better on the DSP. I'll take my banners, pick a punch, and just punch the end off like this. This is just a 1/2 inch strip that I cut. Okay, and now I'm going to pop this up onto my card. And you know, I don't have any black dimensionals. Poop. All right, I'm going to use regular ones. Okay. There we go. I'm laughing because it is 5:58 and dinner time for my dogs is 6 p.m. and I can hear Milo in the background barking his "it is time to feed me" bark. Okay, so then I'm going to add this strip right over the top, and that is my card. Now, we've got more, I should say. But wait, there's more. Okay, so we have to embellish a little bit, right? I'm going to start with a black marker, and I'm just going to give her 1 spritz. 2 is too many. So 1 little spritz like that, and you can see I've got some nice little on there. Then I'm going to take my clear Wink of Stella, and I'm going to add some of that, and it really looks fantastic, especially on this black cardstock. I don't know if you can see the shimmer, but it's there, and it looks fantastic. And then last but not least, I'm going to take my probably one of my favorite new embellishments. And these are the adhesive backed sparkle gems. That just sounds good. So they're silver, black, and kind of a coppery color. And I think the copper color is perfect for this card. So we're going to take a big one and a little one and just put it on here like so. How fun is that? Now on the inside, you know, we can add some more fun things. Let me grab my white paper. Okay, so I've got a 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. And if I had a star for every time you brightened my day, I'd have an entire galaxy. I like that. Of course, you can die cut pieces for this if you want to. That's nice. It'll look lovely. But I just really love the fun colors from this one. And I have another version of this card I'm going to show you. It's the same thing. It's just different colors, but I think you will like it as well. Okay, so let's just add this in here. So I'm going to stamp this in pumpkin pie. I feel like pumpkin pie is one of the colors. I'm just going to stamp that on there like so. That kind of could be a galaxy. Just work with me. It's all good. And then with Berry Burst, I'm going to stamp my inside sentiment. Just making sure it's right side up. Not that it would be the end of the world if it wasn't, but I'm here for it. Looks good. And then we could take our black marker and once again, just give it a quick flick. And now it really, truly looks like a galaxy. Because spritzing makes everything better. Okay, so there we go. Isn't that just so stinking cute? I love this card. Okay, here is my alternative version. Well, it's the same card, it's just different colors. So this is one of the other papers in that set of DSP, and it's 15% off. So you can get extra, which is actually what I'm going to do because I cut into these pieces and I used them for a swap. So I used them all up. So I want more of that paper. But I'm really, really enjoying it. You can see there's a green version like this orangey one, and there's just some really great patterns in the pack. Which are really fun. Like, look at that. It's a galaxy. Like, for reals. Okay, so like, again, a galaxy. And then on the back side is a fun pattern. So it's a lot of fun. You'll be seeing plenty of this bundle from me because I really like it. So there you go. Anyway, I hope that you liked this card and it's so easy. Again, this one would work so well with almost any pattern of DSP. Just switch up the colors, obviously, to coordinate. Okay, so let me show you the cards I made. We did kind of chat a lot at the beginning, and if you missed out, you should check it out if you enjoy the chatter. If you don't, that's okay. Okay, so we made our emergency graduation card, our 5-minute graduation card, which even with talking, I think probably only took me 5 minutes to make tonight. Just so easy. Then we had this really pretty card with the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper and the Handmade whatever stamp set. I can't think. But you know, it goes with the punch. Handmade Hugs. There you go. You're welcome. And then, of course, our 2 cards featuring Reach for the Stars. And that Stargazing Designer Series paper, which is just lovely. So I hope you loved these projects. I will be back next week. I promise. I will actually be back yet again this week. So check my channel out. I've got a couple things coming, including something fun for Friday. So please check me out Friday, same time. I don't think it'll be live. It'll probably be recorded, but it will be a video, and it's a new series that I have starting up. So I can't wait to have you join me for that. Anyway, I will see you all soon. Have a lovely week. Thank you so much for being here. The thumbs up would rock my world if you could keep doing that. I am so grateful. I really appreciate all of you guys. Thanks for making everything better. And I hope you enjoyed stamping with me too. We'll see you soon, guys. Bye-bye.